Hello everyone! I will be working with some Spiegelmom scrap sequins today and my How to Kill a Kit with Style for October. I'm going to be working on a scrap lift. Spiegelmom Scraps has currently started a scrap lift challenge on their Facebook group, and this month we are scrap lifting the amazing Katie Scott. She and her sister have a wonderful YouTube channel called The Scrappy Sisters. If you have not had the privilege of tuning into them, I would highly recommend it. For this particular layout, what I'm going to do is I want to use up all the scraps. So on Katie's layout, she has a cut file with a gigantic heart. I'm going to use this quilting pattern and I'm going to create a giant heart on my page. And then she also has clusters on the corners, and I'm going to do something interesting with that as well. So I went through my kit, I pulled out all the scraps, every scrap, and then I cut them down into 3x3 squares. This is going to give me a really big heart on my page, which is exactly what I'm looking for. To lay my heart out, because I know it's going to fill the entire background of my 12x12 paper, I'm finding the middle. And then I'm finding the middle of the quilt design that I have on my phone off to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and start placing these 3" by 3" squares following the quilt design. The hardest part is the first line and getting that spacing just right. So you're not up too high, you're not down too low, and you've got it spaced out enough that you can really get that heart to be center stage on your layout. You could also use a cut file. There's lots of different ways you can do this. You could lightly draw a heart and then watercolor over it. This scrap lift challenge is really fun and there's a great prize involved. So if you are someone who enjoys a good scrap lift, this is a great challenge for you. And if you win, you get some lovely sequin sparkly goodness. Okay, so I'm trimming up some of the squares. I did measure them out, but I haven't really, sometimes that doesn't quite work, right? Because even measuring it out, you could be just 1/8 of an inch off or something, depending on how you line it up on your trimmer. And so it's really important to me that I get these just perfect, especially these first 4. So after I have the first 4 placed, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest of my quilt pattern here. And I'd like to back my photo. I'm going to use this nice dark paper so that my photo kind of pops away from all of the colors. I'm going to trim this piece of paper down to just about 1/4 inch. I'm using one full 4x6 photo for this particular layout. This is my adorable nephew, Tristan. And so I'm just going to get exactly where I want it. I'm going to stick it down. And now I can decide how I want to do the rest of the layout. I have the space for my photo completed. I know I want my title to be off to the side. So for Katie's scrap lift, she has on every corner of the layout, she has a cluster of embellishments. I have so much busyness and color in that main part of my layout that I decide for the corner elements, I'm just going to take my life-changing brushes. I got 4 different Distress Oxide inks and this Tim Holtz stencil that was part of my kit, and I'm just going to create a kind of colorful design on the corners. I went with colors that complemented the heart in the middle, and I went with this lined stencil that gives me a really kind of quiet area of color, but it's not so busy that you're going to be distracted from the main heart. I'm going to go ahead, of course, it's me. I stick my photo down, I pick my photo up. I stick my photo down, I pick my photo up. I don't ask. I want it to stick there and not move, but then I also want it to move when I want it to move. Very strange like that. Okay, I'm cleaning my life-changing brushes off on a piece of computer paper that's just hanging out on my desk. between colors because I just want to get the four corners done. This isn't a big mixed media project. It's just a little bit of Distress Oxide ink through a stencil on the four corners. This color is Aged Mahogany. Okay, so I'm going to try to tell you my colors. It's Fossilized Amber, Aged Mahogany, Vintage Photo, and Pine Needles? I think Pine Needles. It's a green color. Pretty sure it's Pine Needles. Hold on a second. I'll know as soon as I pick up the Vintage Photo Distress Oxide and move it off to the side and I see the color underneath, and then I'll know what color it is. I promise. I'm pretty good with my Vintage Oxides. Yes! Pine Needles. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do all four of these corners, and then we'll get on to the next part of my layout. Okay, I decided that I want to do a stamped title for my layout. I'm going to use this Adorn It alphabet. This was designed by Crafty Jen Scow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take those four same colors of Distress Oxide. I'm going to stamp my title. I'm going to leave some space between each of the words because I'm going to fussy cut them out. Oh yes, yes I am. I love how this looks, and I love how it turned out. It was such a cute idea. This was actually one of the suggestions that Jen did. She did a video where she showed all the different ways you could use this alphabet, and this was one of the things that she suggested. And as soon as I saw her page with it, I was like, oh, that's awesome, and I need to do that. A little time consuming, yeah. Totally worth it, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead here, and as you can see, I'm just leaving space between each of the letters of my title. Then I'm going to fussy cut each of these letters out, and then I'm going to do the next word in a different color. And then look how awesome it looks. It just looks so cool like that. Okay, if you can't see it really well at this angle, don't worry. There's a nice close-up at the end. It's such a cool title. Next up, I know that is just kind of like my main title, but then I want a little bit of a subtitle above the top because that's going to give my photo context. It's going to take care of the journaling, things like that. These letters are going to be stuck down with Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, my favorite adhesive. Wet glue, it's so nice. And you don't have to put it into a separate bottle because it has this really nice fine tip. Sticks. I've never had a problem with this glue. It's my favorite glue. I keep an extra bottle, and when I transfer into the new bottle, first of all, it lasts months. I've had that open bottle since March, and it's October. A little goes a long way. Okay, so you can see here how I'm just sticking down all my letters, and now I am going to go into my stash of letter stickers, and I'm going to pull these out. These are October afternoon stickers, and if anyone out there is a paper crafter or designs products, if you happen to watch my videos, which, first of all, no, that's probably not happening. But if you are, can I just say, can someone make letters like this again, please? They stick, they pull off, there's tons of vowels. They came in beautiful, gorgeous colors. When October Afternoon went out of business, I went onto a cherry on top and bought up literally every package that they had of this wood grain and the white ones. And they're beautiful. They're like the best letter stickers ever. So my subtitle says, when Mom says smile for Aunt Sarah, that is the face Tristan does. They live a couple hours from me, so I don't get to see them more than a couple of times a year. But my sister sends me these photos, and when she sent me this one, and she goes, I want him to take a photo of you, but every time I say, smile for Aunt Sarah, this is what he does. That was awesome. Okay, so at the joining spots of each of my heart, I'm going to add a cluster of sequins. This cluster of sequins is going to be just the perfect little touch. We don't want to add a lot of embellishment to this layout because we have so much color going on. But adding those little clusters of sequins, it's going to provide some texture. It's going to provide some sparkle. If you're recreating this layout, you could totally change up the colors of your sequins. I went with the green galore mix from Spiegelmom Scraps. I had a blue, an orange, and this green one. I wasn't sure which one I wanted to do. Another cool idea here is I am layering sequins on top of each other, which I think is just super fun. You'll see them a little more in the close-ups, but all you have to do is just glue sequins right on top of each other. So if you have those big flat ones, put a couple smaller ones on top. I love that. I love the look of the sequins clustered on top of each other. It's like such a cool technique. I added just a couple of small die cuts and to the either side of my photo just to give the photo pride of place. And now I'm going to go ahead and put a date stamp on this, and it's going to be done. So this is a fun scrap lift challenge. Be sure to head over to the Spiegelmom Scraps Facebook group. I'll leave a link below so you can find it easily. Ask to join and we will get you in. See how those sequins are layered on top of each other? It's such a cool look. Definitely give that a try. And I hope you'll play along with our scrap lift challenge and maybe you'll get to win some sequins. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you all again back on Monday. Bye!